Happy Thursday. Forgot to unmute. Happy Thursday, and welcome to live late night lattes, laughter, and life with Lady Laura. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Miss Rose. Hello. Hope you are doing well. Miss Bunny, Miss Gwen, I am sorry to the women. I am sorry, I forgot totally about our meeting. And you'll have to excuse me. But thank you. Hi, Phoebe. Hi, happy Thursday night. Hi, Sonia Tab. Hi, Miss Dina. Happy Thursday. Glad you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing well. That is my prayer for you. So, there we go. All right. So, welcome to live lattes with me. And it is Thursday, and tonight is a different night for me. Get your cups. Tonight is Gremlin night. Oh, it's yellow. So we've got our Gremlin cup, my alma mater, Gremlin cup. And get your lattes, get your coffees, get your teas. And we will get started. Tonight, we're going to talk about dreams, keeping your dream alive. And before we get to the dreams, one of my dreams is this right here. And it's the Sister She Shed virtual boot camp. And it will be here next Saturday, the 27th, next Saturday from 10 to 11:30, 4 weeks. 10 to 11:30. You can sign up. You can register. Hi, Miss Evelyn. You can sign up on the website, on the church website, www. Covenant City Fellowship. You can sign up with PayPal, the virtual boot camp. So if you enjoyed the Sister She Shed, then you're going to love the boot camps because it'll be a smaller group, more intimate, where we can really chat and get to know each other, as well as walk away with some tools. And we will have subscription boxes. That means you can get a box every month with some of my very favorite things. So with all of that, you can text me, email me, any questions you have, go to Covenant City Fellowship and I will respond. Okay? So Sister She Shed virtual boot camps next Saturday, 4 weeks straight of meeting with one another. The limit is 10. I'm doing 10 at a time because I want to get to know you better. All right. So tonight we are going to talk about dreaming big, dreams. And let me tell you, I'm going to read this to you first, and then we're going to talk about my dream. I went to Hope International University on Tuesday the 16th, and it was a phenomenal time because I know I told all of you that I was going back to school in July. I start back in July, and I will be going back to school for my LMFT. That's the Licensed Marriage Family Therapist. And so before I get to that, I wanted to see how you guys were feeling. Your dream is still alive. And I want you to be thinking when I'm reading this devotional, I want you to think about your dreams. I want you to think about, what have you talked to God about lately? What dreams have you shared with God? And what dreams have you might want to share with some of your friends? My dream for 25 years, y'all, 25 years, I have wanted to be a therapist. 25 years, even longer than that. But instead of doing what I wanted to do, and this is what I was talking to my oldest son about. You know what? This is the one thing I'm giving to you for free tonight. Whatever your dream is, whatever God has purposed in your heart, and whatever you want to do, do it. That's what I'm saying tonight. I'm telling you to do it. Stop pussyfooting around. Stop making excuses. That's me. I've been making excuses for 25 years. I'm sitting here thinking, at 25 years ago, at 58, 25 years ago, when I first started thinking about it, I should have done it then. I ended up getting a master's degree in education, specializing in multicultural in a global society. Yeah, but I should have done the anyway, how I even got to this. And I'm wondering if any of you have got to that. Hi, Miss Bunny. Hello. What dream do you have that you need to be working on, but you're not working on? What dream is that? You know, what is that? Uh-oh, I lost that. All right, here we go. If the dream you believe God gave you seems dead, I want you to listen. If the dream you believe God gave you seems dead, I want you to listen to this. And they told him, saying, Joseph, you are? Okay, so listen, Rose. And they told him, saying, Joseph is still alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart stood still, because he did not believe them. But when he saw the carts which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. Verses 26 and 27. That's Genesis. So it's Genesis 45. Number 27 says, the spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. For years, Jacob believed his son, the dreamer, was dead. But it was a lie. In his old age, wagons loaded with riches. In his old age, wagons loaded with riches came to carry him back to see his son, who was now the prince of Egypt. Notice when Jacob first heard it, he did not believe them. Verse 26. When you have lived in defeat and discouragement for years, it's hard to anticipate victory. No problem. God is patient. He will keep working with you. He will demonstrate his grace and goodness in such a way that you will start to trust him again. When he saw the carts which Joseph has sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. You see, we're repeating it. Don't believe your dream is dead and never be fulfilled. Don't believe your dream is dead and will never be fulfilled. And don't believe those who tell you that you're too old to fulfill the dream God gave you. God, here's my favorite part of this devotion. God can pack more into the last chapters of your life. God can pack more into the last chapters of your life than all those that preceded them. I have 57 ahead of me, chapters. Your old men and women shall dream dreams. Joel 2:98. I knew that's what you meant, procrastinator. Hey, Maritza, I knew that's what you meant. You're a procrastinator, Rose. And then it says, your old men, I'm going to read it again. Your old men and women, Joel 2:28, shall dream dreams. God is the giver of dreams. And he doesn't just give them, he resurrects them and empowers you to fulfill them. It's not too late. You're not too old. What God did for Jacob, he can do for you. You're not too old. You're not too old. Rose, we are not too old. Maritza, Bunny, Phoebe, we are not too old. I am talking to myself tonight. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. Your dreams, if God gave you that dream, then move forward. If God gave you the dream, then it's time to move forward. Well, what do you mean by that, Laura? What are you talking about? Let me tell you. On Tuesday, this past Tuesday, I went to Hope International University, and that's where I plan, God willing, to get my master's in MFT, my master's of MFT, or my doctorate. I kind of told y'all I wanted to do the doctorate, but I'm not so sure. After talking to my own therapist, we'll talk about that. But right now, know that my plan is to get my master's of arts in licensed marriage family therapy. I want to be a therapist. So I went on Tuesday. And when I went on Tuesday, I was with a number of people, and the majority of them were young, like Phoebe's age or younger. They were young, Miss Rose. I went to the class there were two options I could take. Dr. Jackie Harris wasn't there that day. She's a professor at Hope International. And I went, and so when you want to check out if you want to be a therapist, you go to this day called Preview Day. And when you go to Preview Day, you have lunch with all the other wannabe therapists, and you go to a special place where only the therapists go and hang out. They feed you Chick-fil-A, we have lunch, and then you get a chance to go to classes to see, is this really what you want to do? Listen carefully if you have a dream. If you have a dream, you're going to want to hear this. So I'm there, and I'm sitting there by myself. They're sitting in clusters of people who have met each other already, and they're talking and they're listening. And Dr. Hastings came over to me and said, did you want to sit by yourself? And I said, yeah, I did. I don't have it in me right now to talk. And why? Because, Miss Rose, everybody there was 10. Okay. Meaning the people who were there were really young. So they looked young. I didn't have a chance to ask them. They looked young. So this is my assumption. Okay. Stay with me, because I'm feeling like Jacob. I am feeling like I am old, and my son is dead. Excuse me. And I don't know if he's alive. The other boys said that he's alive. I don't believe it. And I'm not going to get my hopes up. So this is how I feel at Hope International. I feel like I am old. And why am I waiting till now to decide I want to be a therapist? Well, it's been in my heart. And it won't go away. So because it won't go away, then I need to do something about it. I've been Tony Simon's wife 31 years, and we've been talking to people, and he's been pastoring, and I've been his wife for 31 years. He's been pastoring almost 28 years. And guess what? What a therapist does, we've been doing it for a long time. Just not, there's no title. Okay, that's fine. But if you want to be kind of sort of recognized about what you know, then you probably need to go back to school and see if this is what you want to do. So I'm one of those who I love school. I like to study, and I like to get A's. Okay. So anyway, when it comes time after lunch, we go upstairs, and there's one class for multicultural learning, which I've already had my master's degree in that. So I decided, let me go and see. My parents are older, so I want to go talk about what it's like to be an older adult. Because I'm an older adult, if we're honest. I'm just not an older adult. So anyway, I get to the class, and I sit in the front. I go all the way to the front. Me and this other guy are like, we're going to the front because everybody's sitting in the back. Everybody's in the back. And I'm like, those days are gone. I've never been a back person. I like to sit in the front because I want to see and I want to hear. Okay, you made it back safely. Good, Aunt Roz. I like to sit in the front. I want to hear the teacher. I want to hear the professor. I want to see the board because I can't see anyway. I'm nearsighted. Okay, so as I sit there and I listen, hear me, Rose, as I listen to the professor, she's talking this entire time, and she's talking to the kids about older adults. And the subject is on rest homes, rehab centers, senior living, assisted living, dying. The topic today is grief and death, death and grief. And oh my stars, I could have taught the class. Literally, I could have taught the class. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the students who are 10, younger than Phoebe, and they are talking about their parents and their grandparents. I could be their parent. I could be their grandparent. That's how old me and the other man are up front. Okay. As I'm sitting there, I'm talking to God about my dream. This is where the devotion comes in. I'm talking about my dream. I'm like, God, you gave me this dream. I know you gave me this dream, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it even though, wow, really, because I am old. Do you know how old I am? When the kids are talking about the rehab center and who's there and how they feel and what they saw, I was like, wow, I could teach the class. So as I sit there, I go, God, really? So Dr. Hastings tells me, let's see, I'm going to review your transcripts. Take a sip. And I'm going to see what classes you already have that may just convert over. Hear me. As I'm sitting there, I'm saying, God, I'm going to be 62 by the time I get done with this program. And once again, God says to me, just like my friend said to me, you'll be, and I don't know who this is for. Could just be for me, but it could be for you too. If God lets us live, if God lets me live, I'll either be 62 with this master's and being a licensed marriage family therapist, or I'll be 62 and not. So I have a dream. I want to do it. Okay, so here's the part that I'm going to, I want you all to hear. Here you go, Miss Rose. Here you go. It's never too late, Dina. It's never too late, Linda Faye. It's never too late. This is what I want you to hear. As I'm sitting here and she's talking, you know how people, when they connect with you, they're like, oh, she gets it. Yes, I get it. And so the professor says, okay, I'm going to give you guys a 30-minute break and then come back. And in the list, in my pamphlet, because I have my pamphlet, you can leave anytime. Because I knew we had Bible study. So I knew I was going to stay up until 5. I was going to stay most of the day. So when she gives us a 30-minute break, she comes and she talks to me, right? And when she talks to me, hey, Lakeisha, when she talks to me, bless her heart, and I don't mean bless her heart like it's she shit. I mean bless her heart like she really thought she was doing something for me. And she did, because this is what she says. So, what do you think about the program? Are you excited? Do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But I'm just feeling like, no, I'm not trying to offend you at all. It's just that I really could have taught this class. I said, you know what? I'm trying to figure out, do I want a doctorate or just a master's? Because I already have a master's and I just am not wanting to be 80 years old when I finish. So she says to me, oh, I just got my doctorate degree. I just finished, like last week, just finished. And I go, really? And then she says to me, you see the smile on my face? She says to me, oh, and Laura, I'm 54. I'm old. And I did it. Learning is learning. And you know what I learned? I also learned that when you this is research proven. When you study and when you are in school for another degree, it keeps your brain young. You learn things, and you don't, it keeps away diseases. And I go, oh, like Alzheimer's, yeah. She's like, yes, keep studying. So she says, well, how old are you? And I say 58. 58? Mm-hmm. 4 years older than you. So when I'm 62, you're not. You're yeah. And that's when she said to me again, it is not too late. And so when she said that, I thought, okay, God. And God said, did you hear her? First, studying stimulates the brain. And then secondly, it's never too late. And I want whoever needed to hear this. I don't know if it's just me and you, Rose. I don't know if it's just us, Jackie Bell, Henry, or Pam Johnson. Hey, girl, it's never too late. I'm a life coach. So now I just want to go a little deeper. And I love to study and I love school. And I'm like, oh, and you know what? God gives you dreams that help you with what you've asked him in your heart. And I asked him, I don't want dementia. I don't want certain things. God, what can I do? Now, it's like not a guarantee, just like death. You don't know when it's going to be. But if you stimulate your brain and if you study and you go back to school, that works in your head. And so it said Jacob was revived. Genesis says Jacob, Genesis 45:27 says Jacob was revived. He got hopeful. He says, Joseph is alive. And that's just like me. So on Tuesday, I said, God, I'm going to do this. And I don't know what your dream is. I don't know what your dream is. Dina, Jackie, I don't know what your dream is. Nancy, Pam, Lakeisha, it's never too late. Rose, it's never too late. It's not too late for us. It's not too late. And so I'm excited about going back to school and learning. And it's a Christian university. It's a Bible-believing university. So guess what? When we talk about death and grief like we did on Tuesday, we know who we're going to meet. We know who we're going to see. And so it's a wonderful feeling to know that I'll be able to counsel people with the love of God and to talk about how Jesus can help them get through their marriage, get through their family life, get through their trauma, get through their drama, get through whatever it is they need to get through. It's a different story when you can talk about how God can help you. When you marry Jesus and psychology, you get the perfect storm. So, what's your dream? What's your dream? What do you want to finish? What has God purposed in your heart that you need to complete on this side. And so with that in mind, and then I heard my coach on E2M today who said, just start. Just start. And so now I've requested my transcript so that it can go to Dr. Hastings. Now I need to get Jackie to write me a letter. I need my letters of recommendation, and then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do, why do I have this up? Sister She Shed Virtual Boot Camp. Why? Because I want to complete the vision, the dream, the purpose that God has put in my life. And for you, if you want to talk about it, if you need accountability, if you need to move forward, push forward, lean forward, do something, $97 for 4 to 6 weeks is nothing. And you can even break it up on the little PayPal, it says. But here you go. You can have accountability. You can talk about your dream, and then you can get started on your dream. It is never too late. And so just like we started with Sister She Shed, our annual Girlfriends Shed, where you get the tools and resources, come to the boot camp. Mini boot camp, where you can talk about in a smaller setting, in a smaller circle, what is your dream and how are you going to pursue it? How are you going to complete it? How are you going to move forward in it? What are you going to do? Do you need a little help? I do. Part of the reason, selfishly, I am doing this She Shed because I need somebody to talk to me about what it is God has told me I need to do. So I did the lattes, and I'm going to continue the lattes because I love talking to y'all and seeing what you feel too. So here you are. It's 8:27. What's your dream? Have you let your dream go? Is it dying by the wayside, or is it already dead? It says, the dream you believe God gave you seems dead. If it does, remember Genesis 45. And they told him, the boys, the brothers said, Joseph is still alive, and he is governor over all of Egypt. And Jacob's heart stood still because he did not believe them. But when he saw the carts which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. Revive tonight, y'all. What is your dream? What do you want to do? When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So you know my favorite part of the Living Bible says 3, 5, and 6. What? In everything you do, put God first. He will lead and guide you and crown your efforts with success. What's your dream? What do you want to do? What is it in your heart that you need to do? God has purposed LMFT in my heart, and I am going back to do that. Come see me in the virtual mini camp. It's on www.covenantcityfellowship.com. Sign up. Let's do this together. What is your dream? What do you want to do? What do you need help in getting to? Don't quit. You're not too old, and it's not too late. Be like Jacob. Get excited. Let your heart rev up. Because what God put in your heart, you can finish. You can complete it. But you got to get started. Are you ready? Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. See you next week. see you next week, God willing.